You've probably spent, countless hours building your brand, right? But what if I told you that without the right kind of protection, you don't actually own it? Today, we're going to talk about how to turn your brand identity from just a great idea into a real, legally protected asset.
Just think about it for a second. You've got the perfect name, a killer logo, maybe a slogan that everyone remembers. You've poured your heart and soul into it. But what if a competitor started using it tomorrow? Could you actually legally stop them? That's the huge difference between just having a brand and truly owning it.
And the answer to that question? It all comes down to a trademark. Now, this isn't just some boring legal jargon. Think of it like this. It's the official, government-backed deed to your brand. It's the piece of paper that says loud and clear, this identity, this reputation, this symbol, yeah, that's mine.
So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is this brand property we're talking about? Let's get clear on what the asset actually is.
The scope of what you can protect is probably a lot broader than you think. It's not just about a company name or a cool logo, a memorable slogan, the unique shape of your product's packaging, even a specific color combo. All of that can potentially be trademarked. The real key here is distinctiveness. If it uniquely points to your stuff in the marketplace, it can likely become your property.
At the end of the day, it really all boils down to one thing: protection. A trademark is like a legal shield for your identity and for the reputation you've worked so hard to build. It's what stops a competitor from making some look-alike product just to confuse your customers, or from unfairly piggybacking on all of your success.
Okay, so you've identified your property. The next logical step, of course, is getting the deed. So how do you make that ownership official and, legally binding? Let's walk through the registration process.
This is basically the road from having a cool idea to owning a protected asset. It starts with filing your claim. Simple enough. Then, an examiner at the registry looks it over to make sure it's actually unique. Now, the most crucial public step is number 3, publication. Your mark gets published in an official journal, and this gives anyone out there a 4-month window to say, hey, wait a minute, that's too similar to mine. If nobody objects, or if you successfully defend your claim, you get your registration certificate. That's when you can officially slap that little R symbol on your brand, telling the whole world that it's legally yours.
All right, so the power that comes with that registration certificate isn't just magic, it comes from a very specific legal framework. Let's take a quick look at the actual laws that make all of this work. You can think of this as the legal DNA for your brand's ownership. Here in India, the Trademarks Act of 1999 is the rulebook. Section 18? That's the foundation. It's how you register the property in the first place. But it goes way further. Section 38 lays out how you can sell it, and Section 45 covers how it can be passed down through inheritance. These specific sections are what give your trademark real, actual teeth in a court of law.
Now, just like any other valuable piece of property, your brand isn't static. It's a living, breathing asset, and its ownership can be transferred. So let's explore the 2 main ways that can happen.
So there are really 2 main ways to do this. First, you have assignment. This is pretty much the same as selling your property. It's a deliberate business deal. Transmission, on the other hand, is more like inheriting it. Ownership passes automatically, maybe because the owner passed away or because of some other legal event.
And you gotta remember, when you're selling or assigning your brand, a simple handshake deal is not gonna cut it legally. You absolutely need a formal document called an assignment deed, and it has to be properly drafted and filed with the Trademarks Registry. Without that official record, the transfer isn't legally binding, and that can lead to some massive headaches down the road.
The courts are actually really protective of a brand's value, especially when it comes to famous ones. There was this landmark case in India involving Daimler-Benz, and it established a really powerful rule. The integrity of a well-known brand has to be protected, even when it's being sold. Basically, the court said you can't just sell the famous Mercedes name to a company that makes, say, bicycles, because that would totally mislead the public. This helps make sure a trusted brand keeps its meaning and quality in our eyes.
So we've covered what a trademark is, how you get one, how you can transfer it, but let's bring it all home. Why should you go through all this trouble? Why does any of this truly matter?
Okay, here it is. The single most important reason to register your trademark. It gives you the exclusive legal right to use your brand for your products or services. This is what gives you the power to send a cease and desist letter to a copycat and say, stop, you can't use that, it's mine. It's what turns your brand from a vulnerable idea into a fortress, a defensible, legally protected asset. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. You know your brand has value. You've built it from absolutely nothing. But the real question is, have you taken the steps to truly own it? Is your most valuable business asset actually protected?